Today I want to talk about music and mental health, the link between it, how it can help, how it cannot help, things you might not have known. What's the goal? What's the goal here? The goal is so, if you're watching this and you've never thought about the link between music and mental health, have a little think about it. It's an awesome link. Maybe you'll try something out that you've never tried before and find that it works or that it doesn't work. Or maybe you do listen to music and it's a big part of your life, and hopefully I'll suggest something you haven't tried before. Or just start a conversation about it, whatever. Always remember, I am not a professional. I don't know what I'm talking about. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's mind is different. What works for one person will not work for the next. It's just a conversation. Just some thoughts I've had. So I'm going to start off by reading this really cool quote that I found. It's from 2011 on the Mind website that stands strong still now. It's awesome. Last month, researchers found that music releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical in your brain. It also found that dopamine was up to 9% higher when volunteers listened to music that they enjoyed. It may be obvious to us, but it is strong evidence for the link between music and mental well-being. Kind of put it in a nutshell. There's scientific research that music can help your mood, can elevate your mood, can relax you, can make you feel 100 different things. So as usual, I ask people to share their experiences with music, and I want to read this paragraph from my friend Chris, who's a music producer. We met through music, and music's a really integral part of his life, and I'm always kind of in awe of how much he pours into music, of his emotions and stuff. He's really, his life is music's a big thing. So he put, "For me, music has always been a world to climb into and wander around in. Much like the way people play games like Assassin's Creed. You escape into it, climb up the walls and see the view. To me, that is the real beauty of music. It's a universe which holds essentially whatever you want. When the things haven't been okay or I've needed to remove myself from me, I've always turned to it. In this world, people seem to be getting better at expressing themselves and being far more comfortable with who they are, which is great. Although that's never really been my strong point. Writing and performing especially have become key aspects of my life where I can actually be that person I always wanted to be. I'm no longer trapped in my body or mind. If I've written something good that day, I'm far happier and more positive than I would otherwise be. With all this being said, learning an instrument was possibly the best thing I ever did." I really like the way he talks about it's an escape, it's an escapism. It can be whatever you want. There's thousands of different types of music out there, different tempos, different volumes, there's classical, there's heavy metal, and they can make you feel a million different things. So it's a world to escape into. When I'm feeling down, I will listen to, motivational, happy, upbeat music, and it can completely turn around the way I'm feeling. Or if my head won't shut down when I'm trying to go to sleep, I listen to really relaxing classical music, and it's an escape. It's an escape from what your mind's doing at that minute. What's next? Oh yes, music and me and music. So I'm a singer. I've always been sort of in with the musical crowd. I was in a band. I've always done musical theatre. I love to sing. It's always just been an outlet for me. But it doesn't matter if you can or can't sing. Just having a sing song or listening to music and belting it out can be a huge mood changer. When I first moved to the Alps this season in November, I was not struggling, but it's a big change. New country, new job, new friends, new everything. And I just stopped paroxetine as well, which I'd been on for. No, Deluxetine, which I'd been on for 2 years. So it was all very new, and music really helped ground me. Every night I'd listen to some nice music to send me off to sleep, or at work, on changeover day on Sundays, you change around the whole chalet for the new guests. And I found that music just really helps when you're changing, 12 beds over. It can just really keep you going. A couple of weeks ago, it got to 2 o'clock, and I was like, to my manager, I was like, I can't do anymore, I can't clean. I always hit this wall, and I found that listening to Hamilton the musical at that point, when I hit that wall, just kind of keeps me going. It brings up a new energy. I don't know, Hamilton the musical is awesome anyway, everyone should listen to it. On the opposite side of that, hearing music for me that I don't like or I'm not in the mood for can really have a detrimental effect on the way I'm feeling at that time. If I'm feeling a little bit low or anxious, and listening to sad music can really put me in a bad place. Some people I found like to, if they're feeling sad, listen to sad music. Cool, whatever works for you. For me, I've tried it and it doesn't. It puts me in a worse place. So I tend to, if I'm feeling down, listen to really good music. But try both, see what works. But yeah, like being in a club, for example, when I'm not in the mood for it, can just make me really grumpy and like aggy and tired, and just like makes me feel very claustrophobic if there's like loud techno music on that I don't want to listen to at that time. So just be mindful, know what you like, know when you like it, be kind to yourself. If there's music on that you're not feeling, it's okay to go home from your night out or find a bar that's playing 90s hits. It's okay. Yeah. My biggest kind of thing with music and my mental health was a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5, who knows. And looking back on it, at the time I didn't really register what it was, but if we look back on it, it was kind of a mental breakdown. I found it really difficult to get out of the house. I felt like for a couple of months I was seeing everything from the outside almost, very foggy all the time, and I just couldn't connect to anything or anyone. I didn't feel like much was real. I don't know how to explain it, but it was odd. It was horrible. And one of the things that really kept me grounded and kept me going was the song Rule the World by Walk Off the Earth. They're an awesome band. I don't know why I didn't connect with anything that was going on in my life, but just the song, I just listened to it like loads. It just kept me going. It's really upbeat and motivational, and it was probably one of the biggest things that kind of kept me going through that really tough time. I even like wrote up the lyrics on some thick white card and took it with me to uni, so if I couldn't listen to the song at the time, I'd just read it and be like, or like, you know, could have it in my head, or just really read the lyrics and be like, I'm gonna get through this. I don't know why, but this song's kind of just telling me it's gonna be all good. I got this. And it's a really, like, when I listen to it now, I'm like, I got through it. I'm awesome. I am awesome. So yeah, I just think that's, oh no, I went too close. In a nutshell, how amazing music can save people's lives. It can change people's lives. It's awesome. Personally, I find music can have such a huge impact on your mood. I'm sure we can all admit that we've done that thing where you're feeling sad, so you put sad music on and then feel even sadder, like a punishment via power ballad. But music can be used as such a simple escape. There's nothing like turning your favourite song up and singing like no one's listening. As someone who has always enjoyed singing, I really do find the best way to pour out any emotion is to belt it out. Whether you can sing or not has nothing to do with the feeling. Has nothing to do with it. The feeling you get when music just takes you over. Music can be such a powerful emotional trigger with memory associations especially. It's important to have a go-to playlist when you need it, something that makes you feel good. And then she goes on to talk about, we were both going through a really hard time a couple of years ago. We'd had pretty big things happen in our lives, and we had these tickets to the David Bowie musical Lazarus, and we didn't want to go, we just wanted to stay in bed, but we dragged ourselves out and went, and there was a song called Life on Mars, the David Bowie song, but it was sung by a girl called Sophia Anna Caruso, and we just sat there in the audience and just like held each other and wept, like, and it became like our song. Like, it got me through that time in my life, and it got her through that time in her life, and we both listened to it all the time. We're in different countries now, but it's a very big link between us, and whenever I listen to it, I think about her, and I think about how at the time in my life I thought I was going to feel horrific forever, and so did she, but you look back and you're like, I overcame it, and that song's an association for that. Someone once said, music is a great energizer. It's a language everybody knows. This guy is Bill Hicks, and he saved my life with his wisdom. When I panic or I'm in a really bad mood, I need to listen to sad music. I know, it's weird, right? When you feel sad, the only way to get rid of sadness is to make it reach its peak. You can cry, shout if you need to. You'll feel liberated afterwards. So like I said, like that, if that works for him, awesome. I can't listen to sad music when I'm sad because I'll just end up in a fetal position in my bed crying. But if it works for him, awesome. Give it a go. Oh yeah, I just wanted to talk about when we first got to Mirabel, the place I'm doing a ski season. Me and my housemates had this night where we put on just really cheesy, like, noughties hits and just absolutely screamed our heads off and just danced around the flat, and we all just we hadn't felt bad beforehand. We just eaten a really massive meal and we were all like, I'm gonna die from overeating, but we just put some like music on and just like screamed our heads off and just had the best time. It's like one of my favourite memories with them, but also I just remember how like liberated you feel, just absolutely screaming "Come on, Eileen" for the whole like of Mirabel to hear. Music therapy. I didn't know music therapy was a thing, and I feel like I should have. I feel like I just missed a trick there. So music therapy is where the primary source of communication is music instead of talking. And I used to hate talking to people. I would never have done this 5 years ago. I hated talking about my feelings or the people they didn't know. So I feel like I would have really liked music therapy. There's different kinds of it. There's ones where you can listen to music or you can play an instrument. Even if you don't play an instrument, you can. I was reading one that was quite a detailed thing, and it says you go in and you kind of create a piece of music just in that one session, and then the therapist plays you a piece of music in kind of response, and that's how the therapy goes. Or there's therapy where you choose one piece of music and you work on that for a month, and you work on another one for a month. It seems like a really cool thing, and like I said, all of them say you do not have to be able to sing or play an instrument. It doesn't matter. It's not about playing beautifully. It's about getting your emotions out via music. I'd love to give it a go, actually. And there were group sessions as well, group therapy. I think I might have a look and see if there is maybe like a group therapy session, music therapy session. I think it sounds awesome, and I didn't know about it, so maybe you guys didn't either, and maybe that's a new thing you can look into. As I like to do, I've made some fun tips. So this is, I didn't know some of these little tips that I put in. I just found them out when I was researching, so I thought I'd share them with you. So, classical music. Classic music helps to focus. Music with 60 beats per minute increases the efficiency of the brain in processing information. So have it playing in the background when you're doing a task or trying to sleep. I thought that was quite interesting. I didn't know that. I know that classical music, it can be very, relaxing and whatnot. And my housemate Ben at the minute, he's trying to teach me to play chess, and he's like, rule 1 is we always listen to classical music when we play chess to help us focus, which I thought was really cool. Make your own. Singing has been proven to elevate mood, or try to figure out your emotions by playing some music, or making music. So there's loads of apps. The one I really liked was called Cove, Cove, and you go on, and it's kind of like a diary, but instead of writing, you make a little piece of music. Like, you don't have to be able to play music, you just put shapes onto a screen, which was very helpful for me. And you can look back over it and play one from last month and see how you're feeling that day, and look at how the music's progressing, and if you're feeling better or worse or angry or whatever. But there's loads of different apps out there, and if you find one that's cool, let me know and I will download it and review it. Motivation. It's so hard for us sometimes to even get off I've written coach, but I think I'm in couch. Sometimes it is hard to get off the coach. It's so hard for us sometimes to get off the couch when we know we need to tidy or get out and about, etc. Put on some of your favourite motivational music really loudly and try and get on with it. This is the way I live my life. Like, motivational music is just, I love musicals, I love upbeat music, I love happy music. It just keeps me going. It can put me just in such a good mood. All my friends know I love cheesy tunes, just anything I can have a boogie to and a sing to. I love it. So see live music. Live music is a completely different experience. Seeing one of your favourite bands or a new band can be brilliant. It makes you feel part of something bigger, gets you out and about. It can make you meet new people. It can get you to listen to new music. It's cultural. It's wonderful. There's live music most places unless you live under a rock. Go and find something new, or look up your favourite band and see when they're playing, and take a trip with a friend. Me and my friend Ruby, our favourite band is Walk Off the Earth, the one I was talking about, and we always, whenever they're touring in the UK, try to make an effort to go and see them, and we just talk about it for days afterwards. They're so awesome, and it's so amazing to see them live. It's awesome. With all this in mind, with all this music talk in mind, I thought it would be cool to create a collaborative playlist together. It might take off, it might not, it might just be me that listens to it. Doesn't matter, I'm going to learn some new music. So I asked you guys on my Instagram and Facebook to give me, if you had one song or a few songs that you had to put on an upbeat, motivational playlist for someone feeling maybe down or needing a bit of motivation, what would it be? And the response was overwhelming. I couldn't believe how many songs people gave me, and I'd added some of my own already, so I've put them all on there, and it's looking like a good playlist so far, and I just want people to keep on adding to it and listening to it and find new music, or go to it when you're feeling a little bit stressed, or you need to wake up in the morning or do some cleaning or whatever. So a huge thank you to every single person that messaged with a song. They're all awesome. There's loads that I haven't heard before, so they're on my playlist as well now. It's called speakyourmindm.h, collab playlist. My name's Carla Smith, if you don't know, so you can find me on Spotify. I'll put the link on here anyway, so you can just click right to it, add something. There's no right or wrong answer. Someone can skip it if they don't like the song. But yeah, I thought it'd be really nice for us to have something all together. I don't know. It's already awesome, so